welcome everybody. It's Monday night of this holiday week. Welcome to MCU Mondays right here on Feast of Fandoms. We're glad you joined us. I am your host, David. With me, as always, is my co-host, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
Hello, puppets.
Hello.
I'm doing well. Well,
Awesome.
for Monday. Even though I didn't work, but my son and I did go to Wally World.
Ugh.
Yeah.
2 days before Christmas? Yeesh. Even I'm not that brave. And you're the hermit.
Yeah, right. The parking lot was full.
Yeah?
But, yeah, because I started panicking. I was like, shit. But once we got inside, it wasn't too bad. The only thing is they had totally redone it on the inside, and so things weren't where they were the last time I was there.
So
Which
you
was
actually had to shop?
I mean, we kind of looked for specific areas, but yeah, I haven't been to Wally World in probably about a year. So,
No. There you go.
The public thing. So
Samuel and I try to go at least once a week, if anything, just to go look at the toys.
Yeah. So. I was there for specific things, and I found everything except for one thing. And
did you get your kids Legos?
No.
Oh.
No, they ask for adult things now because they're adults.
Lame. Just saying. I don't want to say nothing.
Well, I mean, I guess my daughter asked for some Lord of the Rings stuff because her and her husband are Lord of the Ring fans. So I got that and some other stuff. Huh?
Speaking of that, then, what are her thoughts on this new movie that's coming out in December? The War of the Rohirrim animated.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's this month.
I think it already came out.
Oh, did
it did. Yeah. Some people really like it, and then I think I've heard more negative things than I have positive. So, and I'll watch them, the Lord of the Rings movies and the Hobbit movies once every couple years, but I don't know everything about it. Gotcha. I mostly watch it for Legolas, so.
You should watch the 1972 one that Ralph Bakshi did, because Legolas in that one was Mr. Anthony Daniels. The voice of Legolas was Anthony Daniels.
But it's animated, right?
Uh-huh. But it's Anthony Daniels as Legolas. It's C-3PO. He's Legolas.
I know. It's just animated.
All right. Well. All right. Well, tonight we are talking about Daredevil. If you'll notice, we're not talking about What If, because we're going to wait until next week so we can do all the episodes of What If all at once. We should be done by then, I think. They should all be out by then. So that will give us an excuse, which means that, Andrew, if you're watching, you need to do your homework and watch What If. I have a feeling he said I'm sick tonight, but I've got a feeling he didn't watch Daredevil, so. It was like he knew he was going to be sick. But anyway, I digress. I have watched the first episode of What If, and Debbie has watched it as well. I haven't watched the second one yet. That's on my list of things this evening. So it's on my to-do list. I'll get to it. But the first episode was real. I enjoyed the first episode. I thought it was great. So, but what were your thoughts on just the first episode? Just because we're here and we both saw it.
Well, like I said, I fell asleep somewhere during it. But it felt very Transformers.
Honestly, I was thinking of that movie. What's that movie with Pacific Rim?
Oh yeah, yeah. That would fit too. Yeah. I was just like, what is this? But I mean, from what I remember, it was pretty good. Like I said, like I told you earlier, I'll have to rewatch it because I fell asleep.
I enjoyed it. I mean, it didn't have Captain Britain in it. It was an actual what if episode. What if this happened?
And
So
number 2 doesn't either.
good. See,
Although
she
it does
saw it.
have, oh shoot, I can't remember his name. From the Eternals, the Bollywood guy.
Oh yes, 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 yes. I
King
know. I know
Kim
who you're talking about.
Kingbo. I think that's his name. He's in this.
I know who you speak of, but being that
We try to forget the Eternals,
being
yes.
that I think I've seen the Eternals twice, maybe, and once was in the theater, and and the second time, that's a hard maybe. I'm not for sure I saw it the second time. I might have only seen it the one time and said, "All right, that's enough."
Yeah, I think I think I've only seen it the once, and that was in the theaters because we were going to talk about it that Monday. And usually I try to watch them when they come on Disney Plus, but I just kind of gave it a
But
pass.
I haven't. So, all right. Well, so far, in my opinion, What If is starting off on a good note because, again, it's not Captain Britain season 2. So, but we'll see what happens from there. So Daredevil, episode 3, season 3. What help me to understand. I've got an issue with this, and this is a massive, massive, huge. I don't believe it. Plot hole. So Fisk has turned on the Romanians. Or was it
Albanians.
the Albanians? Albanian. I knew it was an aliens, but he turned on the Albanians, and the Albanians attacked him in prison, which meant that he was no longer safe in prison. So he cut a deal, basically a house arrest deal. He's not allowed to leave his umpteen gazillion dollar penthouse apartment, all for the name of safety. Yet everyone in New York knows that he's there. And everyone in New York knows that he can't leave. How is this? I don't understand. Explain this to me. Why is this protective custody? Because it's not. Everybody knows, and they're out. Not only do they know, they're outside protesting.
Hey, Mac messed up the Christmas tree.
Of course he did.
And he decided on his side and he pushed the presents over.
Okay, go fix it. Okay, good. So I was watching this episode and I'm like, what good is protective custody? If everybody knows exactly where he is, you have painted a target on him at this point. They know where he is, and well, we've got the FBI protecting him. Hey, guess what? Daredevil just blew your entire FBI escort, and you know what? It's not going to be that hard for somebody else to. If they wanted to get at him, they could get at him.
Yeah, I assume somebody, either cops or the FBI, had a leaker because they knew when they were transporting him, the Albanians attacked. So somebody leaked it, which seems to be a problem throughout this whole show. Somebody's leaking something. And then, who was it? Oh, Foggy. He reads on his phone an article about Fisk.
It's all over the news.
It's just like
that's all I could think of was Goodfellas. At the end of Goodfellas, when Henry Hill goes underground and whatever, oh well, you can't see your family. You've basically got to disconnect with everybody and everything that you've ever known, and blah blah blah. And we're gonna send you somewhere that you've never been, and nobody knows who you are, and all this other stuff. And Basically, you're going to disappear. But with Fisk, it's like, hey, we're going to put out a press release saying that we're moving him to this penthouse location so that everybody knows. We can have the protesters there, which the protesters, to me, that was just another thing to where it was like, let's just create another state of confusion. Something else to block the eyes of the FBI as the Albanians or Romanians or whoever tries to sneak into the thing, which again, Matt exploited. He
I mean, he got
just
in
walked
so
in.
easily. He got in easily.
The only thing he didn't get was up the elevator to the room. I got to see your room key. Okay, I'm an Albanian mobster. I'm going to go check into the hotel. I'm just going to check in. And I can just walk right up at a hotel. Oh, I need to see your room key. Here it is. All right, go on up. I'm not going to push 8 where my room is. I'm going to push penthouse where Fisk is. And I'm going to walk in there and guns a-blazing. This isn't that difficult. You are supposed to move him somewhere where nobody knows where he is. That's the idea of witness protection. You are protecting your witness and nobody knows where he is.
And it's at a whole, and I don't know who suggested this particular hotel, but evidently it's a hotel that he owns.
Yeah.
Nobody knows that.
Through
Karen
his-
does. Karen has figured it out. But it's like,
through his lawyer's dummy holdings and stuff.
it's like, do these people not do their research?
There was something else that happened in this episode too that just it blows my mind as far as this is a huge hi Chewie, huge plot hole. And I'm looking at it going, how do you miss this? And this wasn't just this episode. I mean, I'm talking about the whole first season was like this. And I'll get into it in a minute, but the scene where Matt he jumped the lawyer in the garage, in the parking garage, and he was choking him. Was that Chewie or was that you? Because Chewie was over there.
No, she jumped. She was on my lap, and then she kind of tried to jump up on the desk, but my microphone was here, and then she just knocked everything.
Gotcha.
Damn cat.
But it was the scene where he got the lawyer in the car, and he was choking him. And he found out that it wasn't for anything nefarious. He wasn't trying to. It was just to save Vanessa. It's trying to save his girlfriend. And the lawyer calls him out, and now you've got the FBI guys hunting Daredevil in the garage. And of course, he's using all of his stealth skills and jumping around, and they can't see him. But then he starts beating the crap out of him. All right. And that's fine, and that's all well and good. But if you look down on our picture right below us, do you see what I see? Matt is wearing fingerless gloves, which means he is leaving freaking fingerprints all over everything. And you cannot tell me that they're not going to try and go lift prints. I've seen enough CSI and NCIS and every one of those stupid cop shows. I know that they're going to lift prints off of everything to find out who attacked the lawyer. And that would mean dusting the handles of his car so that he could sit there and say, okay, oh, hey, look, here's some fingerprints. Let's take these. Oh, look, they belong to Matt Murdock. Maybe we ought to go talk to him.
What happened?
Nothing. Go back downstairs. I'm ranting. Leave me alone.
But, and I don't know, maybe he's been arrested, but if he's never been arrested, he's not in the system.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, in this day and age, your fingerprints are everywhere. You're going to be leaving prints. I mean, who's to say he didn't get fingerprinted when he had to take the bar exam, when he wanted to become a lawyer? Somewhere along the lines, he would have had to have been fingerprinted. There was a theory a long time ago that and I think it's still a valid theory. And I'm going to jump to DC here for a minute, but and now the only reason I think about this is because I just watched it. Was in the Dark Knight, the Joker. They said the theory is the Joker was a combat veteran that was suffering from PTSD, and that's why he was an agent of chaos. That's why he was doing what he was doing. He was like an ordnance disposal, blah 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 blah. But that's where he got his scars, all this other stuff. But I'm looking at it going, no, that's impossible. That's completely, it would never happen. And the only reason I say that is because when they arrested him, they said no fingerprints on file. We don't know. The only thing in his pockets are knives and lint. We don't know who this guy is. I'm telling you right now, as someone who has been overseas, one of the things that they do before you even go over there is fingerprint you so that they can identify you if you are killed. So his fingerprints aren't on file. Bull crap. His fingerprints are there. So,
even special ops.
Especially special ops. He's been fingerprinted. They know who he is. So, or he would not be a disgruntled soldier, PTSD suffering soldier. So again, with Matt leaving his fingerprints all over everywhere, to me, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. So, again, and that wasn't just this episode. I mean, I got to thinking about it. I was like, the entire first season, he was like that, except when he had the boxing gloves at one point. Not the boxing gloves, but the rope wraps or whatever. But even still, I'm looking at it going, he's just leaving evidence everywhere. Where's somebody running NCIS on this thing? Fix it.
Well, I mean, that whole scene could have been avoided if he had just knocked the guy out.
If he would have knocked the guy out,
or choked him out,
or you know what, he jumped out of the car and he ducked around the first 2 or 3 of them. If he would have just ducked up underneath one of those cars, they weren't checking underneath the cars.
No,
if he would have just hidden until they had gone away. He would have, and then he starts hitting them. I'm like, oh, gee, let's make a whole lot of noise so that they know exactly where I am.
Banging him upside the wall. Oh, yeah, that didn't make any noise.
Laura, you're trying to be quiet and stealthy here. Get out and be quiet. Matt, horrible. So Matt's an idiot. We'll just say that.
What I did like about this episode, because this is episode 3. So for the first few episodes, we've had the angel on his shoulder, and that's the nun.
Yep. And this week we had the devil.
This week we had the devil, even though it was in his mind.
Right.
The nun's real. I mean, Fisk is real, but in these little talks he's having with him, I think Fisk has gotten into his head so much that,
he's living there rent free, and it's driving him crazy.
Yeah. But I really like that we've had the literal angel, the nun, and now on this episode we've got the devil on the shoulder getting into, well, he's been pretty much living there rent free for the last
but the whole
or so.
How far, you're right here, you can get up to me. What are you going to do when you find me? He's basically posing, he's creating a moral dilemma within Matt. What are you going to do when you find me? How far are you willing to go? And then when he finally does, he starts beating the crap out of that one FBI agent, last one. He's like, yes, go ahead, unleash the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Do it, get it over with. And Matt didn't stop. And I like to think that he didn't kill him, but he probably could have.
And I would think he just beat him to a pulp and he's just knocked out.
Yeah. And then you've got this little sub story of Foggy and
Marcy.
Karen.
Oh.
Huh? I was gonna say Foggy and Karen. They're both trying to get involved with the whole
Mhm.
Fisk thing. You know, Foggy's going to the. Is it the D? Is he the DA and running for
Yeah,
mayor now? I guess,
or trying to
or
get
trying to get
reelected as
reelected.
yeah.
Yeah. And he's basically, hey, I'm here. I'll do work pro bono. Tag me in. I've got blah blah blah. I've got money and all this other stuff, money and resources, and I'm ready to go. And they're like, no, 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 no. And even Karen's boss is like, you're too biased. You're
Mhm.
too. You've got too much. And I don't know what the deal was with Karen's boss trying to hook her up with. I guess that's
He
his
just wants
nephew.
to see her happy.
Hmm.
Like, get a life.
Whatever.
And then Matt, and I just thought this was so stupid because, well, Karen doesn't, but Foggy definitely does, thinks Matt's dead, right?
Hmm.
And so Matt does something stupid and he goes and confronts Foggy at a bar and tells him to stay out of it, stay away from Fit. Like, that's going to work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. He'll get right on that one. Yeah.
It's like,
Foggy and Karen are just as hard headed as Matt is.
yeah, it's like, how long have you known Foggy?
Yeah.
And I was like, you should have just stayed in the shadows. Foggy would have thought you were dead. Foggy's going to
But
say something to
you know why
Kieran.
he did it though, right? He needed money.
Well, that too.
Because he swiped Foggy's wallet. Foggy was.
He could have done that to
loaded.
anybody. He could have done that to anybody.
Yeah, but with Foggy, he had the excuse to hug him, so that gave him a chance to put hand. I've never pickpocketed anybody. I don't. I've got these big fat hands and big fat fingers. I don't think I could do it. I'm not very light on my toes, if you will, so I couldn't do it. But I've seen the guys that they just give you a hug, and the next thing you know, you're missing your watch, your wallet, and your birth certificate, which was in a safe locked in your house, and you're like, the crap.
Yeah, I just thought that was dumb. I mean, even if he went specifically to get money from Foggy, it was just
And
a
honestly,
stupid
he
move.
probably could have just asked Foggy and said, "Hey, I need some money," and
Mhm.
Foggy probably would have given it to him. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I just thought that was a dumb move because I was like, okay, you're just going to make Foggy go even harder
Yeah,
because now he knows you're alive.
You're feeding the beast, if you will. So I don't
And
know.
he's going to say something to Karen.
Of course he is. And especially since she's already come to Foggy and said, I think Matt's still alive. I don't think
Yeah.
Matt's dead. And now he's going to, he's just going to, hey, guess what? You were right. Because he told us to stay out, but that just means we're going to go in. We need to go in hard and fast before he gets hurt. I don't know. Matt's turning into a Karen. Bunch of dumb moves to get everybody else in trouble.
Yeah, he's letting his obsession with Fisk
dominate his life.
Yeah. Because it is an obsession. He's just, it's just that's all he's thinking about. How's he going to get Fisk?
Yeah.
And of course, now that he knows Fisk is doing all this stuff for the FBI, he knows that he's only doing it for Vanessa to try and cut a deal for Vanessa. So that's going to piss off Matt. Or has pissed off Matt, so I don't know.
And nobody knows where Vanessa is, too. I forgot about that one. She was in Barcelona, and
yeah, they move her every 72 hours, but I'd imagine Matt's going to find a way. Well, because Fisk said something about, which I couldn't believe he said this, move her closer.
Yeah.
I'm like, that defeats the purpose of
You can't get. I mean, you can move her to Canada, I guess. That's a little bit closer without being in the States, and I don't know.
I guess, but I mean, if you're moving every 72 hours, eventually you're going to find out, or you're going to run out of places to move her
Yeah.
to if you stick in one state or one country. Who knows?
So,
So, yeah.
and then we've got. Where do they come up with these names? I mean, seriously. We've got the FBI agent, Poindexter.
Nadim.
Poindexter,
Oh,
not Nadim. Poindexter.
I always think of Dexter, the TV series, because right now I'm
Well,
watching
they call
Dexter
it-
Original Sin right now. So
Yeah.
whenever I hear Dexter, that's what I'm thinking of.
Well, they call him Dex. They call him Dex, but when I hear
Right.
Poindexter, all I think of is like maybe Revenge of the Nerds. What?
We're trying to read them.
Okay, go downstairs and get Luke to read them, please.
I'm trying to let mommy.
Okay, let mommy read them then. Yes, Poindexter. That's all I can think of is Revenge of the Nerds. I'm like, this guy's like a cool guy. He's a good shot. He's calls, Fisk. He's like, convict. Oh, I don't have to listen to you, convict. Blah blah blah. My name's Poindexter. I'm a nerd.
Yeah, and then what was it? Dex had brought him dinner, I believe it was. And I'm like, and Fisk is sitting there trying really hard to have a conversation with this guy. I mean, I assume he's going to find some way to bribe him or make a deal with him to let things happen.
Yeah, I was actually reading a little bit ahead. It gets to a point where he finds like a weakness within Dexter to exploit. So, and we kind of get an idea of what that is because he's talking to the psychologist. You had a fatal shooting, and
Comment.
yeah, I see it. I see.
Slacker.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Long-time viewer, first-time commenter. But he's got he goes and because it's and I hated that one too, where he says you've got you use deadly force. Well, I'm an FBI SWAT officer. What's a sniper supposed to do? And I'm like, just that to me that line it just sounds corny. It just sounds bad. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But he talks to him about this girl that he has dinner with every night, and then at the end, yeah, she's a bartender. Blah 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 blah, and then we find out at the end of the episode it's creepy stalker.
Like, is she an ex-girlfriend, an ex-wife?
I don't remember, but or is it somebody he met at a bar once? She was tending and he was there and he just kind of liked her. And now he just kind of freakishly stalks her.
Yeah, that was gross.
I don't know what was more gross, him doing that or the pizza that they were eating.
Broccoli and I think it was broccoli and cheese or something.
I don't care.
And it was the big things
like
of broccoli.
I was like, oh,
like, what is the point?
Gross.
Yeah, that was
almost
super.
That was almost as bad as watching like a medical procedure. I was like, and they both had it. I mean, he was eating the same thing.
Well, yeah, because evidently that's what I assume he follows her every night. And so he knows what she eats and where she goes out to eat. which I don't know how you can afford to go out to eat every night in New York if you're just a bartender.
Hmm. I don't know. I don't know how
Or
much
maybe she does something else on the side. Just saying.
little hanky panky going on.
Who knows?
So
So yeah, that was kind of a gross, unsettling scene. I don't know if it's the actor or if he's just doing this character very well because he comes off creepy. Like he's not all there.
I don't even know. I can't even think of anything else that he's been in, so I can't rightly say. Maybe
He
he.
looks familiar, but let me do a quick search here. He looks familiar. I don't know if he's like one of those like character actors. They kind of just do stuff here and there. I don't know if I've
He's
seen
been
him.
in a bunch of stuff, but you don't know who he is.
Right. He just
Then
always looks familiar.
it's like Clancy Brown. He's been in a bunch of stuff, but nobody really knows who he is.
I don't know how you can't.
I don't know how you can either, but that's a Star Wars reference for us, so of course we're gonna know it. Nothing, huh?
Oh, heck. Unless they're using an updated picture of him and he looks nothing like he did back then.
It hadn't been that long though, has it? It's only been what 6 years, give or take, since
2018.
2018 was the last. So I mean, it's 6 years.
La, la, la.
It's not like it's been 20.
Wilson Bethel.
Name doesn't ring a bell.
No. It's gonna see if his what his main page says.
Mm. Watch, he will have been in like a bunch of Marvel stuff, and it's like, oh, I didn't even know he was there. He's like a background character, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh,
Um, he's been in other. Maybe I seen him in Criminal Minds because he was in one episode of that.
so that means he was probably a criminal. So yes, just saying, he probably is. He's probably a character actor.
Yeah, looks like he's been in a lot of TV shows, one or two episodes here, a couple of
Yeah.
movies that I do not recognize.
Done a bunch of guest spots and stuff.
Oh, he was in The Young and the Restless.
That means absolutely bupkis to me.
Well, I used to watch that eons ago. I haven't seen it, but for a while.
My big
Yeah,
one,
just a lot of one or two episodes here and there.
my big one was Bold and the Beautiful. I'm sorry, I was a Bold and the Beautiful kind of guy.
Young and the Restless, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives. There's another one in there. I can't remember what it was.
I only watched the Bold and the Beautiful in college because that was what we watched at lunchtime. But we were weirdos. That was all that was on TV. That was back in like the mid '90s. So anyway, all right. So what else? What else happened in this episode?
Uh,
I think
that
that
was
was a lot of
about
lot
it.
of internal conflict with Matt. Him breaking into using his hearing, which apparently has gotten better. Breaking into the
Hotel.
hotel. So think that's about it.
Now, this is, I had a problem with this because this is a pretty ritzy ditzy hotel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody around is in suits and, they're pretty sharp dressers out, outside of the guards there at the penthouse. And here he is walking around.
He looks like a hobo.
He does. He looks like a slob. And nobody is saying anything. Like, that guy looks suspicious.
He looks alarmingly suspicious. Do we
I
need
mean, he looked very out of place because, like I said, everybody else around him was dressed up, wearing suits or tuxes or whatever. And here he is wearing look like some sort of an army coat type thing. I don't know.
Yeah, he looked like a homeless person. He really did.
Yeah. And of course, his face is still beat up. So it's just like
his face is beat up. He's got the 2-day-old growth, and
nobody said anything. All those FBI, well, Poindexter. It's like, okay, Poindexter, that did not raise any red flags. You're in a ritzy ditzy hotel, and this guy that looks like a hobo comes up to you trying to get to a room. And he doesn't have a key.
SWAT team sniper, you missed that one, didn't you? Jesus, episode was just full of plot holes. I mean, it was just like they shouldn't have called. What was the name of this episode? Was
No Good Deed or something?
No Good Deed. It should have been Plot Hole.
I laughed at that. I was like, how is he getting away with that? Just looking like a bum off the street and nobody is saying anything, and especially the FBI SWAT or whatever he is, Poindexter, this is his job to point out, people who look suspicious.
No, you said it right. That's the way the kids say it. We got to say that so we can stay hip. That's best.
Yeah. Cool and hip is not what I am.
But you said sus, so that gives us some cred.
Cred, man.
Skibbity toilet. I don't know what that means.
I don't understand that.
I don't get it either, but
I don't.
The kids say, you know what? We should hashtag it because then we'll get all the younger kids watching. What are these old people doing? Hashtag Skibbity.
I've heard it. I've heard it on TikTok, and I'm like, what does that even mean?
No idea. No clue.
And there's even I don't know where. I think it was at Costco. I seen it on TikTok. But they had a skidabee whatever toilet. Yeah, on sale. And I'm like,
it's at Target.
Yeah, so it's like a little toilet, and I'm like, does it play music or something? Or
I don't know.
Does something pop out of it?
Is Samuel wants one, and he's my 6-year-old. So, but he doesn't know what it is. All he knows is that it's popular. And even so far as, hang on a minute, let me show you something. If it's still right here. Yep, sure do. I happen to have a Lego Skibbity toilet. I don't know what it is, but we found it at a convention. So there it is, the Lego Skibbity toilet.
I'm just so,
I don't get it, but if you're a younger viewer and you are watching and you would like to explain Skibbity to us, then I'm sure we would love to. You know what? If you're a younger viewer and you want to explain it to us, we would love to have you on the show and explain it to us. We will send you a link. You can be on the show and tell all of your friends, hey, I'm going to be on a YouTube show and talk about Skibbity toilets to old people and tell them what it means.
It's an animation. 25 seasons?
What?
But it says 2023. Okay, it's a dystopian series of fast-paced YouTube videos and shorts produced in Makama style.
I don't know.
Created by Alexei Grazimov. The fuck. That's literally like. That's literally on there. Can you see it?
No, I can't, but I'll take your word for it.
It's the fuck is on there. But it's spelled DAFUQ.
Okay. All right. So that doesn't count towards our PG-13 rating.
No.
All right.
Popular it's okay, so it's a nonsense slang term that's popular with Gen Alpha. It has no set meaning and can refer to something good, cool, bad, or evil.
So it just covers the entire spectrum then.
I
Good,
guess.
bad, cool, or evil.
Well, what
It means
what
anything.
year is Generation Alpha?
Well, it's
Is that what the kids now are?
That's what the kids now are, yeah. So I think the kids that are like middle school and below.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think Luke is technically Gen Z.
I just know I'm a boomer. That's all I know.
Gen X, baby. Gen X. Just like the X-Men.
I don't even know what my kids are.
If you're a boomer, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say your kids are probably Gen X. Well, I don't know. How the oldest one? What year are the oldest one?
2 of them were born in late 80s, and then my youngest was born early 90s.
Millennials.
Oh,
Millennials.
are they really?
Yeah. Because anything past I think 80 or 80. No, actually, it's 80. 80 was the end of Gen X, and then everything past that was the millennials. Generation Gen X was 1965 to 1980, I think.
I can't keep up. They keep changing and whatever.
So,
like I said, I just know I'm a boomer. I'm an old fart. I'm a boomer. The last of the boomers.
Okay.
Are pretty close to the last. I think 64 was 64 the last.
Yeah, 65 was the first year of Gen X.
Okay, so 64. So not quite the last, but I'm pretty damn close.
So there you go. All right. Did we have anything else with this episode? Or are we good?
I think we're good. I think we covered everything.
Awesome.
Plot hole, and plot hole.
All the plot holes.
Hopefully the next episode is better.
Hopefully when Born Again starts, they will have found a way to patch these plot holes, but we don't know. All right then. Shameless plugs. What do we got?
Tomorrow night, the Sith Dominion over on the Sith Dominion channel is
Christmas Eve?
On Christmas Eve.
Wow.
Yes. I think they're talking Skeleton Crew.
Awesome.
And then Wednesday, War of the Stars dropping an episode. Thursday, we'll be back talking Skeleton Crew.
Except we're a week ahead of them. So
yeah, we're current. They're a week behind.
Yeah, they're a week behind. Yeah. No big deal.
Yeah. And then Friday.
It's my birthday! I was like, he ended the show. I wasn't even done.
No, I was waiting for you to say, and Friday, so I could go, it's my birthday.
Yes, Friday is my birthday. Boy, that threw me off. I don't know if we're doing Star Trek over on the Geek and I or not.
Trek Talk or Federation Fridays.
I can look real quick to see if he has anything scheduled.
Well, while you look, I will continue on. Saturday is the Geek Gauntlet, and they talk a little bit about everything.
They're off for the next 2 weeks, I believe.
Oh, they are. Okay, so Geek. So the Geek Gauntlet is in. They're on their season break or Christmas break or whatever. Must be nice.
I don't see anything scheduled.
Okay.
And then Sunday, Cam in Focus Weekly over on his channel, Cam in Focus. They're talking about what, Dave? What are they talking about?
They are talking about one of my all-time favoriteest movies of ever. And they are talking about The Last Starfighter, one of the great classic movies from the 80s, and I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome.
I'll have to see if I can find that. Is that on YouTube to watch anywhere?
I don't know, but I have a physical copy, so it doesn't matter. I not only have a physical copy, it's on my Plex server as well, so I can watch it on my phone at work if I wanted to. Again, great, awesome. If you've never seen it, I would strongly recommend that you go see it. It truly is an amazing movie. The CGI in it is, of course, it's 80 CGI. It's not awesome, but the story is just remarkable. And it has gosh, I can't even remember the guy's name. He played the Music Man. Anyway,
the original Music Man?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Robert,
see his face, but I don't remember his name.
Now I gotta look. But anyway, he's one of the main characters in it. So I'll find it in a minute. Robert Preston. I was right. It was Robert something. So again,
I think I found it on YouTube.
That
I think I tried to look for it like a week or so ago, and I couldn't find it anywhere.
Mm.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Such a great movie. It really is. I watch that. You know, you've said many times you try to watch or you do watch Jaws at least once a year. You watch Die Hard at least once a year. Last Starfighter
tomorrow.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. Last Starfighter for me is a yearly view. At least a yearly, if not 2 or 3 times a year, just because it's such a God. I can't say enough about this movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. So
the main guy looks very familiar, so maybe I watched it back in the day. I just don't remember it, or maybe it didn't leave an impression on me. What year did that come out?
84, I think. Hang on, I'm looking. Yeah, 1984. His name is Lance Guest. He was
84. I was partying quite a bit back then. If you can imagine that.
So Lance Guest played Michael Brody in Jaws 4.
That's probably where I recognized him from.
Probably. Which Jaws 4 came out in 87, so that's only 3 years. Let's see. I know he was fairly big in the 80s, a lot of after school specials and stuff. He was in St. Elsewhere. He was in an episode of Dallas. He was in Halloween 2. Wizards of Loneliness. He was in an episode or 2 of The Wonder Years. He was in an episode of X-Files.
In X-Files?
One episode of X-Files, yeah.
I need to do a rewatch of X-Files.
I do too. I was actually thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, I really would like to sit down and revisit that. And I think it's on Hulu, so it's not like it's hard to find. And being that if anything, it's on Disney Plus because it's a Fox property. So if anything, it'll be on Fox or it'll be on through Disney Plus.
Yeah, I know for sure it's on Hulu because I've seen it. Because every time I get on Hulu, I'm like, it always pops up, and I'm like, you know what? It's been a couple years since I watched because I usually do watch it every so often. I'll rewatch it, and it's been a while. So
I haven't watched it in a hot minute, so I should too. This was one of my favorite TV series. But anyway, all right. Then also too, don't forget that every day we have actually tomorrow's the last day. Tomorrow is the last day of the Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar live builds that I'm doing here on Feast of Fandoms. If you've missed all of the rest of them, you can go back and watch them on our YouTube page. They're all there.
there's not one for Christmas Day.
Nope, because the idea is you get them all the way up until the 24th, and then Christmas Day is when you get your regular Lego sets on Christmas. So you get all the little tiny Christmas presents all the way up until the 24th, and then on the 25th, you're getting regular presents on the 25th. So tomorrow's the last day. Anxious to see it. It's been a great Advent calendar this year so far. So looking forward to it. So
Nice.
there you go. And I don't know when I'll be doing that. I do know I'm going to my in-laws tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon for Christmas at some point. So chances are it will be in the morning or afternoon, early afternoon, somewhere in that time frame. I know she's probably gonna make Sam take a nap before we go up there, so it might be while he's napping. So just so I don't know if you've seen like the last 2 or 3, but he's been insistent that he be in them. Just because he likes to, when it's over with, he'll go to the TV and turn on YouTube and say, "Oh, look, I'm on TV," and he gets excited.
I think it's him that I usually see in the back.
Yeah,
Pretty much all of them. I think I've seen him like back there on the recliner,
chair. Yeah,
or on the floor playing on the chair. Yeah,
yeah, that's him. But he wants his face on there now, so he'll actually come up like he did tonight. He'll come up beside me and
finding excuses to get on TV.
That's right. That's right. So anyway, don't forget to check all of that out on Feast of Fandoms. Also, don't forget to check out all of our social media pages: Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, TikTok. We're just like everywhere. So look for Feast of Fandoms while you're there. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't yet done so, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon for notifications so you know when we do go live with stuff like that. We will see all of you next week right here on MCU Mondays. Y'all have a great rest of your week and a wonderful Merry Christmas. We'll see y'all all next week. Bye.
Shit! Language. No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language.
I know.
For gosh sake, watch your language.
That's not going away anytime soon.
You bet your ass.
Steve, you said a bad language word.
Did you tell everyone?
Out with the platinum bastard.
Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
You know what, Romanoff?
Fury, you son of a bitch.
Ooh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?